Hi everyone, Ro from Ro's Kitchen here. I wanted to let you know a little bit about me, and there's some stories about me that you may not know, and I hope that you can relate. First, I want you to know foremost that coaching and mentoring is what I do. It's what drives me, it's what my passion is. So I want to tell you that restoring confidence and self-esteem is at the core of who I am. I firmly believe that confidence and self-esteem can be restored through a plant-based lifestyle. Now, you know, we all have baggage and emotional baggage. You know, life is full of ups and downs. I mean, let me tell you my story. So growing up, I was an Army brat. I attended 6 different grammar schools, and as I'm sure you can imagine, there was no stability in my lifestyle. I was very shy back then and extremely introverted. And I know that's hard to believe now, but I rarely made friends. I mean, in fact, it wasn't until high school when we settled down that I was able to make a couple of friends. And it's hard for a girl who moved around a lot. I mean, no real friends to speak of, and longed for other girls to talk to. So to say the least, I was very insecure. So that's what I turned to food. I turned to food and embarked on a lifelong love affair. I learned to cook, and I fell in love with making all types of dishes, spending hours in the kitchen cooking for my family. My mom appreciated it because she really didn't care to cook, and she just loved to encourage me to take over. I began to slowly and steadily, though, gain weight, a trend that would continue for the next 30 years. Now, despite my best efforts, I could not keep the weight off. I mean, I'd gain and lose and gain and lose and gain, you know, and with each program I would try, this would happen. So as an adult, all I wanted was to be a wife and mother and stay in my kitchen. Love my kitchens. I prided myself on being an excellent cook and even started a catering business with a friend. Unfortunately, I married a man who fell out of love with me when I did the yo-yo cycle. You know what I mean? Yo-yo cycle, I call it the syndrome. Well, I have to tell you, after 2 children and a painful divorce, I spiraled into depression and the weight piled on. I felt lost, I felt alone, and embarrassed by the way I looked. The more my self-esteem plummeted, the more I ate. After the divorce, the business was dissolved and I had no formal skills for the job market, so I decided it was time to get an education, something I wish I had done when I was young. In my 40s and back to school I went. Luckily, there was other women there who I could relate to, so that was great. I graduated college and became a teacher, and eventually I even earned a master's degree in education. I missed the fast-paced lifestyle, though, of a restaurant business. But I knew if I stayed in food service, I'd always be a sweet little fat girl. Still on the yo-yo diet trip, I did not find what I called the magic bullet. I was still embarrassed by my weight, and I started having health issues. I could not climb a flight of stairs when my students and I had to go up without becoming winded. My blood pressure was high, and I thought, I could control it just by cutting back on salt. That's what I thought. I really believed that. Big misconception. I was officially in denial, that's for sure. So a doctor told me that my days were limited unless I went on high blood pressure meds or I lost weight. So I tried to lose weight yet again because I wanted to avoid those meds. I don't like to be on meds. Food was always calling my name. Hey, Ro. I just love to cook. Love to share my creations with friends and family. Weight went up and down, all over again, and I knew I was doing more harm to my body than good because that yo-yo syndrome is detrimental. So one night I ended up in the ER. I was convinced I was having a heart attack. This terrified me and I relented and began taking the medication. I hated it. I believed this was my life though. I figured that's it. Medication, couch potato, joint pain, headaches, restless nights. You know what old people do. I figured I'd chalk it up to old age. Still embarrassed by the way I looked and never finding the clothes I really wanted to wear, I was convinced this was my lot in life. Now God is good. He brought into my life an angel, a friend, who helped me. She invited me to a 28-day challenge. And at our local Whole Foods store, which I love going to. I was convinced this would be my last try. I won't do anything else. This is it. I'm done. I didn't need to add more weight to my already failing body. And besides, what did I have to lose? Who do I have to impress? Nobody. So I dragged myself there, And I have to tell you, I really was hoping to have pizza and a soda when we were done. I wanted a Coke so bad. I was sure any diet that said no meat, no dairy, no oil had to be insane. I am, however, the type of person who likes to jump into things with both feet, so I committed to it. I'm not one of those baby step people, but that's certainly understandable. I love when people are ready for that. So I committed myself to those 28 days. Well, I gotta tell you, the 28 days turned into 8 weeks, then a couple more months. I'm thinking, how can this be? I was sure I'd go back to my old ways. I was positive. The weight was falling off, but more importantly, I got completely off my meds. Now, I knew I'd found my magic bullet. I feverishly started doing research, studying, and realizing my passion for food had been reignited. But the good news is that now, instead of me loving the food so much, the food was loving me back. Well, it's been a few years now, and I have to say, I am not perfect. I have fallen off the vegetable truck here and there, but my passion for food and helping other women who can relate to my life has given me the drive to want to coach and teach others. I want to shout it from the rooftops. You don't have to do it alone. I now have more energy than ever, along with laser focus and awareness. I've lost 60 plus pounds and still going strong. I'm passionate, changing lives for the better. It is then that I am truly in my element. My education has been an asset, along with my culinary skills, in bringing women out of depression, low self-esteem, and poor health. My wonderful clients are so excited to be living a life they thought only was a dream. I love empowering women to take control of their lives, to know circumstances don't have to be an obstacle. My one client had rheumatoid arthritis. Her fingers were all crunched up. She couldn't open her hands up. And so after 9 days of working with me, and that is a miracle, I'm sure, 9 days, she called me up on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and said, listen, and she snapped her fingers for me. She was in tears. I have not snapped my fingers in 10 years, she said. Well, I have to tell you, I cried right alongside of her because, let's face it, this was a passion for me to be able to help others. I have other successful stories I could tell you, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. I will tell you this, though. I don't want you to think that this is your lot in life. I don't want you to think that there's no one there to support you, to walk you through this, to hold your hand, to give you the skill or the love that you need to get through this. You need to have a partner for this. You really do. I'd love for you to reach out to me. In the box below, I'm going to give you my email address. Please reach out. Let's talk. I would love to be able to help you as well. Thank you so much for hearing my story. I am so thankful that I am able to help other women take control of their lives as well. Have a great day, guys. Bye now.